quarter squeeze. What's nice about this is that it's examinable before and after you do the effect. They come with little brass couplings like this. They actually look like the ends of a garden hose. It comes with a cylindrical, solid piece of brass, kind of heavy. You don't want to drop that over a glass coffee table. You have somebody take the piece of brass, they put it on one of the couplings, they take the other coupling, they put it on top, and they formed a miniature brass tube with a piece of brass stopping anything from flowing through that tube. Now, you and I all know that solids cannot penetrate solids. We've been taught that in school, unless, of course, you were to do it magically. I'm showing you that, of course, the quarters, there's no way they can go through because you have that center piece of brass blocking it. But, again, if you do it magically, one by one, watch what happens. The first quarter, with a little bit of a twist, melts right through that brass block. That's quarter number 1. Quarter number 2 and 3, they remain. We're going to try that again with both quarters, one at a time. Quarter number 2, with just a tap, comes right through. Quarter number 3 is left, and this one happens real quick. Watch, just like that, and it's right back through. That's quarters number 2, quarter number 3, and quarter number 1. It's called quarter squeeze. Everything at this point, too, is completely examinable.
This item is called a real turn-on. You remove a deck of cards from its case. And what I'm going to do, Howie, is I'm going to spread the cards one at a time, face up. But I'm going to turn my head because I don't want to see what card you're going to select.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to turn my head. My head. Tell the audience that my head is turned.
His head is really turned. No kidding. It really is.
It really is.
Okay.
Okay, pull out the card. Now I'm going to turn my back because what I want you to do is I want you to take this marker and I want you to sign your name right across the face of that card. I'm going to turn my back because I don't want to see what card it is. Right across the face. Turn that card face down because I don't want to see it.
Done.
Okay, the card is face down?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the camera Howie's card again. Now, Howie, if I took that card and placed it in the deck face down, just like that, how long would it take for me to find that card? Not too long, because it's only when it's face down.
Exactly. Not much of a trick, Bob.
Not much of a trick, I know. But if I turn the deck face down, it still wouldn't be much of a trick, because all I got to do is find the card with your signature on it.
No, not really, Bob. Not much of a trick at all.
Not much of a trick at all.
No.
But, you know, I'm very lazy. I'm a very lazy magician.
I've been told.
You've been told,
Yes,
huh?
I have.
Well, what I did is I invented a deck that will find your card just like that. It really will. See, what I did is I put a little inconspicuous switch on the back of this deck. I don't know if anybody can see it because I have it really camouflaged.
We're zooming in, Bob. They can
really
see
well.
that.
I don't know if you can really can see it. But watch what happens now. Watch exactly what happens, because if I turn that switch on the on position, a single card shoots out. And Howie, would you pick that card up off the table, off the floor, and show the camera the card? That's it.
That was cool, Bob.
The selected card, and that's called a real turn-on. There's no switch of the deck. It's completely mechanical. No force of the card. A real turn-on.
This is cool. We know you're going to like this. This is called invisible quarters. We sell out of these at every convention we've done so far. You ask a spectator to borrow something from them, you need to borrow an invisible quarter. Keyword, invisible. They'll look at you a little funny. If they're a magician, they'll know you're playing around. You borrow an invisible quarter, you tell the spectator to place the quarter heads up on top of the glass. Of course, you look down and you say, no, I said heads up, in which they'll play along with you. Old magician's joke, I'm sure you've all heard it a million times. They turn it heads up instead of tails up. This is what happens, the impossible. You're going to cause their invisible quarter to penetrate the base of the glass, go right through the stem, and land right here on top of the deck of cards. Sounds pretty wild. It is. Watch closely. The invisible quarter. Right through, right on top. Now, what's nice is that I also have an invisible quarter that I keep in my pocket. This one gets put on tails up, just like that. And if you watch the invisible quarter one more time, through the base, through the stem, right here, on top of the deck of cards, and it happens quickly. Watch closely. Just like that. It's called invisible quarters. At this point, you're free to go on and do a card trick with the deck. Very, very easy to do. No skill involved. Invisible quarters.
A new item of ours that we're going to release is called the Ghost Key. I've been doing this effect for years, and people have been asking me to release it, and I just never did because we've been very, very busy. So what we're going to do is we're finally going to release this effect. It's an exclusive at this point between Bob Solari Magic and the Trickery. What it is it's a steel skeleton key, which you can have roll over in the palm of your hand like I showed you a few effects before. And you hold the ghost key just like this in your hand, and watch the bit of the key as it visibly turns. And it looks like the shaft of the key is actually bending perpendicular to where it was. And it actually is. It's actually perpendicular to where it started from. Now watch the key really closely, because it's actually going to start to visibly bend right in front of your eyes. Looks like the key is actually starting to bend almost to a 90-degree angle right in front of your eyes. You can display the key at this point in your hand. And if you want, you can actually take that key and hand it out for full examination. And that's called the ghost key. It's a Bob Solari Trickery exclusive.
This is nice, this is cool, this is imported from England, it's called the Vanishing Deck. I don't really do a demo on this. If I did, it might go something like this. I would show a deck of cards. They come in a case, a protective case, so that they don't get wet when lying on a table in a bar or in a restaurant. I'd ask somebody to select a card, assume they select the Two of Clubs. The Two of Clubs is placed back, lost inside the deck. The deck is lost back inside its card box from whence it came, and the card box is placed back in its protective case so it doesn't get damaged again on the surface in the restaurant table. Now, at this point, I would have the spectator hold the box, and this is very cool. Watch what happens. I believe the card I showed was the Two of Clubs. That's what the spectator was supposed to have picked. And watch. See, if I wave my hand over, you're going to see that card melt right up through the deck. I'm sorry. Let me try that again. You'll see their card go right up through the deck. I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what's wrong. Oh, I know what the problem is. You see the entire deck completely, utterly disappeared. It's called the Vanishing Deck. Very, very, very simple to do. Very deceiving, very effective. This is imported from England. Another Bob Solari and Trickery exclusive is the jumbo-sized Vanishing Deck. Again, it's worked in the same manner. Somebody selects a card from the deck. Again, assume it's the Five of Diamonds. It's placed back inside the card box. The card box is closed, and the deck placed in a beautiful wooden, by the way, this is solid oak, this container, this is solid oak. The case is placed right back inside its oak container, just like that, where the lights didn't go out, no clapper installed, but what happens is you see the deck completely vanishes. You can show all sides. It's very, very well made. It's called the Vanishing Card Deck, jumbo size, available only by Bob Solari Magic and the Trickery. The Vanishing Deck, imported from England, very well made. You'll enjoy them both.
Okay, this is called our Brass Classic Collectible Series. Series number 1 is the Brass Bowl and Vase. It's a functioning bowl and vase. There's your shell. There's the ball, the real ball. I'm not going to go through any routines. I'm sure everybody knows routines for the bowl and vase. It comes complete with a white ball, also to do the color change. The bottom is recessed to do the penetration effects. That's the brass bowl and vase. We also make in solid brass is a solid brass spiked coin. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the plastic version of this, where $50 is placed inside the round holder, and the cap is placed on top, and 8 spikes are driven through the lid. I'm not going to go through the entire routine because I'm sure everybody knows it. It's a functioning piece of apparatus. That's a spiked coin. We also manufacture a solid brass psychic key, and a psychic key is like the other psychic key that we offer, only this one's in solid brass. functioning of it is exactly the same as the other ones, where the key is under your control at all times and will slowly spin and completely turn over. And again, this is under your control at all times. That's the brass psychic key. We also make a brass snapper. Everybody's familiar with this one. It's a tube with an elastic band inside with a rod with a hook on it. And you ask the spectator to try to catch the hook on the elastic band. And of course they're not going to be able to do it, but you can do it every time. It's one of the oldest tricks in magic, manufactured in solid brass. The elastic band is replaceable. And we also make a solid brass hot rod. Okay, manufactured in solid brass. The stones are glass, they're not plastic. And all the hot rod routines can be done with this solid brass hot rod. Here's the other side. This one happens to be all diamonds. Solid brass hot rod. I don't know how many of you remember the trick years ago. It was called the nickel to penny to dime. And we make this here. Works with a magnet inside the lid. And shim, shell, penny, nickel, and dime. The lid's placed on top. And the nickel changes to a penny. This is stolen. The nickel is stolen. Penny is shown. And the penny changes to a dime. The shell is stolen. Now you can end the trick right there, or you can go ahead and actually snap your fingers and show the dime is changed to a quarter. That ending is optional. You don't have to do it that way. Another item we make is the Phantom Block Mystery. Again, all solid brass. This is a machine piece of solid brass. It's not brass tubing. And I'm sure everybody's familiar with the effect. It was made in plastic and wood years ago, where you have a tube with a hole running through it. You place a rod. You can see the rod going through the tube. You also notice that there's a hole in the little plug. Now if we line up the hole in the tube and the hole in the plug, you can actually lock that plug in place. You hear it's in there, it's not going anywhere. The only way to remove that little plug on the inside is to remove the rod. Or we could do magic and have it just penetrate right through the rod. This is 100% examinable. Our version is. And last but not least is the Metamorphosis canister. This is a brass, basically mini nipping tube. And what it is, it's a switch tube. So you would place four different color silks inside the tube. The green, the red, the blue, and the yellow. This is just one of the many routines you can do with the solid brass Metamorphosis canister. The lid is threaded on right in front of your eyes. Watch what happens. The lid is unthreaded and the silks have joined together for a mini blendo. Now you can do a lot of things with this item. You can pour in sugar and pour out sugar cubes. You can pour in water and pour out ice cubes. It's limited only to your imagination. It's completely waterproof. And this is the solid brass Metamorphosis canister.
Matt, it's a black casino chip with a gold border around there. Watch. It's with a little rub. It turns completely white. Watch. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I just turned it around. Let me show you that one more time. Watch. See. Again, with just a little rub. It's checkered. I know what you're thinking again, too. Well, it's just checkered on one side. I want to show you now. You see, it's checkered on both sides. At this point, you can give it out for a spectator to examine. You're clean. It's called etchik and matte.
Okay, this item is called the visible half-through table. A couple simple objects inside the bag. A little transparent cup It looks like the top of an Okito box, I guess, but it's completely transparent. You need that. And you also need a $50. So the $50 should be borrowed and marked. Spectator can put a sticker on one side and put their initials right here. And again, we have a transparent cup, which is completely empty and completely transparent. Now, most magicians take a $50 and they pass it through a table this way, and you never really see the magic. We're going to go from the bottom of the table up. That's never been done before. Watch this. Half goes below the table. My hand is completely empty. Watch what happens. Visibly, right in front of your eyes, as I tap the half, and it visibly appears underneath the cup. That's actually there. Now, if that was the marked half, you could actually take this $50 and hand it out for complete examination. The mark will be on it. The bag is examinable. The half is examinable, and the cup is examinable. And that's a visible half through table. This item is called a coin funnel. What it is a polished aluminum funnel that's split in the middle, it's threaded, and inside of the funnel is a $50. Now the funnel is completely empty, and the $50 sits right on top of one half of the funnel, just like that. It's a $50 can be borrowed. It's not gimmicked in any way. The spectator could thread the funnel together, and they could stick their finger in here, proving that the $50 is still where it's supposed to be. And you borrow 3 quarters, and the quarters are dropped inside the coin funnel just like that. Now you ask the spectator, is it possible for the coins to pass through? And they say no, because the $50 is in the way. And you tell them they're correct. But watch what happens. We take the 3 quarters, and one at a time, watch what happens. Sometimes you could actually hear it, the metal passing through the metal. There it is. That's quarter number 1. That leaves us with 2 more quarters. Did you hear it happen that time, Howie?
Mm-hmm.
That's metal through metal. People don't realize that. That's what the sound of metal through metal sounds exactly like that. It really does. Now the 3rd quarter, watch this. You actually take the 3rd quarter, watch this, and grab it just like that. Now listen, sometimes you could actually hear the quarter penetrate right through the $50. And yes, there it is, 3 quarters. Now I don't know if you were paying attention, but again, you can see that you can't get your finger in past the $50. It's completely solid. Now we did 1 quarter at a time. We're going to do 3 quarters at once, and it'll look something like this. A little shake, 2, 3. It's not working. Oh, it's my fault. It's not working. You know what I did? I should have changed the batteries before I left the house this morning. That way there, it probably would have worked right. And that's called the coin funnel.
Called the Metamorphosis card. Really cute card effect. It comes with a miniature deck of cards. I can fan them out and show them to you. They're all different. There's 52 of them there, including the Joker. Bob, are you doing anything?
No, not right now.
Can you help me out with this for a moment?
Sure.
Thank you. Bob, what I'd like you to do, as I go through the cards one by one like this, I want you to say stop anywhere you'd like.
Stop.
This card, Bob, or this one below it?
The one below it.
The one below it?
Yeah.
Okay, if I pull that out, I want you to take a look at it and remember it, and don't show it to me. I'll show it to the camera so that you at home can see what it is.
Okay.
You're going to remember that, Bob?
Sure.
Very good. It goes right inside the deck, just like that. The entire miniature deck gets put into a paper bag, dropped in just like that, and mixed up a little bit. Now, you've seen the bulldog clip. It's been here on my table the whole time. I'm going to try to do something amazing. I'm going to reach down inside without looking inside the bag and fish around. I'm going to try to clip 1 card only. Hopefully, Bob, that card will be your card. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here we go. I go inside. I'm fishing. I'm not peeking, Bob, am I?
No, you're not.
Okay, and you know what? I've got one. Yeah, it looks like I have one. Perfect. Perfect. Bob, you ready for this? This is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Your card, the Queen of Clubs.
No.
Really?
No.
That wasn't your card?
No, it wasn't.
What was your card, Bob?
My card was a 5 of diamonds.
Isn't that what I showed you? The 5 of diamonds. This is called... Bob?
Metamorphosis card.
Metamorphosis card. Real great, cute little card trick. For $10, you can't go wrong.
4-coin matrix. It deals with 4 coins, the dime, a nickel, a quarter, and a $50. And 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. I use jokers. If you use any cards, they can be borrowed along with the coins. They also could be borrowed. And it's very, very simple and easy to follow because I take a playing card and place it on top of each one of the coins, allowing part of the coin to be visible at all times. You can see the very edge of the coin, and the last coin is covered just like that. Now what's going to happen is very, very simple. The coins are going to vanish one at a time and appear right next to the $50. Now watch what happens. You cover the half, the dime, the nickel, and the quarter. Snap my fingers above each card and watch what happens. The first coin to go, the dime, vanishes. The second coin to go, the nickel, vanishes. The third coin to go, the quarter, also vanishes and invisibly travels just where I said it would go, right next to the $50. Now watch what happens. I'm going to cover the coins up again, snap my fingers above each card, and instantly the coins appear back where they started from, one at a time. And that's the 4-coin matrix. Now, we didn't use one of the coins. We used a $50, a dime, a nickel, and a quarter. Which coin didn't we use, Howie?
I don't remember seeing a penny there.
No penny, right. But we did have 4 playing cards, though, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4 playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a penny, did we?
No.
Until now, but watch. All of a sudden,
Cool.
we do have a penny. And that's called a 4-coin matrix. The jumbo penny ending is not included with this routine. That's just something I added to it. But if you do purchase this trick, drop me a line and I'll tell you exactly what to do to get the kicker ending, the 4-coin matrix.
This is called Lethal Tender. You get a little wallet, which is nice. You can keep this in your pocket. You get a playing card. You get 2 coins. This is a Chinese coin, and this one is a Kennedy $50. You first remove the card, the lucky card, the Queen of Clubs. I'm going to place that down on your mat for a moment. Bob, would you name a coin, either the Chinese coin or the $50 coin?
The $50.
The $50 one? Cool. That's the one we're going to use. That comes out, and we'll place that right on top for a moment. Now, this card, the Queen of Clubs, actually a lucky playing card. Watch what happens. It's very cool. The $50, which Bob chose, is sitting on top of the wallet. The Chinese coin is inside. You can ask somebody if they want to feel, they can actually feel the second coin on the inside. Here we go, with just a flick. Watch this. Completely changes from the $50 to the Chinese coin, which is examinable. They can open up the wallet, and inside the wallet now is the Kennedy $50, which is also examinable. Everything right now you can let on your table. The spectators can examine that to their heart's content. They won't find a thing wrong. That's one of the many things you can do with Lethal Tender. You can also have the coin vanish or transpose on top of the spectator's hand. That's very effective as well. It's called Lethal Tender.
This item is called Hunter's Monty. It deals with 3 playing cards. It deals with a black 9, a black 9, and a red card, which is the Queen of Hearts. Now, I'm sure everybody's familiar with a Monty routine, but keep your eyes on this one. Remember, 3 cards. Red card, black card, black card. If I take the red card, the Queen of Hearts, the money card, and place it below the black 9s, and take a black 9 and place it below the money card, where is she? Most people would say she's in the middle, but she winds up on the bottom. Watch real close what happens. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the money card and turn the money card face down and place it right on the table. That leaves a black 9 here and a black 9 here. Now, if you were a betting person, would you bet that that's the queen? Most people would say yes, but you show them, no, that's the 9. The queen is right here. We'll do that again. Turn the queen face down, place her on the table, right here. That leaves a black 9 here, a black 9 here. Now, if you were a betting person, would you bet that that's a queen? Most people would say yes, but they'd be wrong, because that's actually a 9. The queen's right here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take the queen and turn her face down, right in front of your eyes. You can't get any fairer than that. She's face down right in front of you. That leaves a black 9 here, a black 9 here. That's got to be the what? The queen. No, that's not the queen. That's actually a black 9. See, what I do is I lied. I actually use 4 cards. I keep the queen underneath the mat, and that's called Hunter's Monty.
This is cool. This is called the famous dime penny. It's another oldie but goodie, been around for a while, but it still amazes people. There's 2 coins. You show a dime and you show a penny. And you ask somebody for help from the audience just for a moment. Bob, oh Bob.
Sure, I'll help you.
Come on over for a sec, Bob. This is what I want you to do. Both coins, the dime and the penny, are in my hand. And what I want you to do, hold your hand right below mine, and I want you to name one. Name the dime or the penny.
Dime.
Cool, because you see, Bob, the dime is completely gone right in between my hand and your hand. The dime completely, utterly disappears. Now that's one of the many things you can do with the famous dime penny. One of the other things that I like to do with it is this. This is very cool too. Let's see. The glass is way too big for the camera shot, so we're going to back this up just a little bit. I said back it up just a little bit. You can tell we're magicians. There we go. Now, I have a rather large glass, although you can use any kind of a glass that you need, that you have from the kitchen. This is just the first thing I happen to grab from the bar behind us. The penny goes in first. Actually, the dime will go in first, and the penny goes in second. Bob, come on over for one moment, please. What I want you to do is hold your hand here so that nothing escapes from the glass. Nothing goes in, nothing goes out. You can see the dime and the penny right here on the bottom. Am I right?
Right.
Cool. Now, what I'm going to do, Bob, momentarily, I'm going to turn the glass upright, and I want you to keep your hand right there, okay, and don't move it.
Okay.
Keep your eye on the dime, Bob.
Okay.
Ready? Watch this. This is cool. Right out from the glass is the dime and the penny, and everything is examinable. It's called the famous penny dime. The instructions have both effects that you've just seen on video: the vanish of the dime and the penetration of the dime through a glass from your kitchen. The famous penny dime.
Next item is called the mini chop goblet, brass chop goblet. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the chop cup routine, but I'll go through a quick basic one just to show you, for those of you that are not familiar with it. It deals with a couple simple objects: a little brass goblet and a ball. Very, very simple, very easy to watch. Now watch what happens. We take the goblet, place it on the table. The ball goes in my pocket. Then I ask you the question. I say, now where's the ball? Beneath the cup. One more time. Cup, ball. Ball goes in my pocket, just like that. Again, I'm going to ask you the question. Where's the ball? Most people say your pocket. Say no, you got to pay close attention. It winds up underneath the goblet. You know what? We'll do that one more time. Watch the ball. This time, I don't even go near the goblet. Watch what happens. I just throw it at it, just like that. And I say to you, where's the ball? Most people at this point catch on and they say, it's probably underneath the goblet, where you turn this over and say, no, there's no room. And that's the mini brass chop goblet. It comes with no instructions, because I'm sure most of you know the chop cup routine, or you can buy a book, purchase a book from one of your favorite magic dealers teaching you chop cup routines.
For $5, you don't want to pass this up. With lay people, it always gets a great, great reaction. I've actually gotten good reactions from magicians too. This is called the Incredible Traffic Light. These are new for us. These are actually they're made in Italy. You can see the sticker on there. What they are, they're 2 black plastic laminated cards. This one is blank on both sides. This one has 3 stickers on one side, and it's blank on the other side. Bob, I'm going to ask you to help me out here for a moment.
Sure.
I want to give you the blank card to hold on to just for a moment here.
Okay.
Okay, and put your thumb right there. Keep it perfectly still just for a moment. Bob, at a glance, what's this remind you of?
Traffic light.
Traffic quiz, Bob. You drive, right?
Sure.
Good. Red light, what do you do?
Stop.
At a yellow light, what do you do?
Speed up.
Because we're from...
New Jersey.
Exactly, northern New Jersey. And Bob, last one. At a green light, what do you do?
Go.
That's what we're going to do. Watch this. Go, go, and it's gone. Check it out. Flip your card over, Bob. From my card to your card, all while you held on to it. And you know what, Bob? You can examine those two. It's called the Incredible Traffic Light for $5. Pick it up. It's cute, it's effective, and people love it. The Incredible Traffic Light.
This item is called Link Key. It's a couple simple objects. It's a key ring, steel key ring, and a brass house key. Now, have you noticed nowadays they're making the brass so soft on the keys, if you don't have it in a lock just right, they bend and break. That's because the brass is so soft. They're making it so soft, you don't even have to go through the spirals of the steel to put it on your keychain anymore. All you have to do is just tap the brass onto the steel, and it visibly links on, just like that. And just as easily as it links on, it links off. That's how soft the brass is. Links on and links off. Again, watch what happens. So it links on and links off. At this point, you can hand everything out for complete examination. This is called Link Key. Very simple to do and effective.
This is called Double X. Very quick, easy effect to do. You could do this in somebody's palm. Most of the time, that's what I do. You place a penny in their palm, you take a pen, and you tell them you're going to take the pen and make it go right through the penny, and hopefully not through their palm. At this point, they'll shake just a little bit, but the magic happens quickly. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Actually, you kid, you jest with them. It turns to a dime instantly. You actually stop on the dime. Sorry, Bob told me to throw that line in. It's corny, but it does work. It's very, very, very easy to do. It's only a $5 item. Real cute. It's called Double X.
Okay, this next item is called Cardzilla. I'm going to show you that the cards are completely different. Howie, what I want you to do is reach out and just touch the back of any one of these cards. That one there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's show you and everybody out there the card you stopped me on.
Yep.
Okay, remember that?
Yep.
I'm going to bury that card somewhere inside the deck. I'm going to spread the cards out like this, right in front of you. Now, I'm not going to find your card, but Cardzilla is going to find your card. Stops on a single card right here. What was the name of your card?
It was the Queen of Spades.
There you go. The Queen of Spades.
Cool.
Cardzilla strikes again.
This will take you back to your youth. If you're young and you've never seen it before, this is very cool. It's called nickels to dimes. You show a stack of 4 nickels and a magical brass cap. Now, I say it's magical because all you have to do is cover the nickels just for a moment, just like that. When you snap your fingers, they all turn into dimes. It's called nickels to dimes. You can also hand this out for examination. Very, very, very simple to do. This you guys might remember. This has been around for a very long time. The ring and the spring. More a puzzle than a magic trick, but it depends on how you present it. Basically, the object is for a spectator to remove the ring from the spring, something they will find impossible to do. However, you being the magician, you can just put it under a handkerchief and it'll magically remove the ring. You can put it behind your back for a fraction of a second and also remove the ring. Very, very easy to do. And like I said, it's a classic in magic. It's very old, been around for a long, long time. We have these now in jumbo sizes like this. They're durable and they will last you a lifetime. It's called the ring and spring. And this is cool. This is a hot rod. I want to zoom back just a little bit so you can get a better shot at this. What happens is a clear plastic rod with 6 different colored gems, the same thing on each side. Bob, since there's 6 gems, pick a number for me between 1 and 6.
3.
A chance to change your mind, yes or no?
4.
4. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Very good. If we count up 4, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we land on the blue sapphire gem. Watch, because you see they all turn blue, not just on one side, but on the other side too. If we spin it backwards, we'll go back in time just a moment to where they're all different colors, same thing on each side. If you take it and shake it, you'll find that they're all blue on one side and all blue on the other side also. Again, if we take it and shake it, we're back to all different colors on this side, all different colors on that side. If we give it a backflip halfway, we're back to blue on one side and all different colors on the other side. At this point, your spectator may examine the hot rod. It comes in clear. It also comes in black. They're called the hot rods. There's also a book called 40 Tricks with a Hot Rod. It tells you how to do some very neat routines with any one of the hot rods. In the same category, this is something that I like, because I like money. It's called the money paddle. You start off with a few coins. You start out with a nickel, a penny, and a dime, and this, which is called the money paddle. It's green, the color of money, and you can see it's empty on both sides. It has rubber bands that are wrapped around the entire paddle. You start by putting maybe, let's say, the nickel on the bottom, and you snap your fingers once. When you turn it over, the nickel has multiplied. I'm going to show you. We're going to cut to the chase a little bit. Let's put the dime in, and we'll put the penny in, and 2 snaps, just like that. And right now, we have doubled our money. This is cool, and I will prove this to you, because you see we have 2 dimes, we have 2 pennies, and we also have 2 nickels. Now, for some, this is small change. Well, for me, this is small change. I like to, make big money, and this is how you make big money. So you just smack it like that, and now you have a dollar bill. If I remove the dollar bill, I'll show you again, the money paddle is blank on both sides. At this point, you're free to produce a $5 bill, a $10 bill, and a $20 bill if you'd like to get this involved in a routine. People, though, usually ask me, well, how does the money paddle work? How is it done? And like everybody thinks that things are done with mirrors, of course, this is no exception. It's really not how it's done, but that's what you want them to believe. It's called the money paddle.
Okay, I hope you enjoy this next one. Howie, what I want you to do is just touch the back of any one of these cards. Is absolutely this one? You sure you want that one?
Yep, that one.
Okay. Take this card, show it to the camera. I'm going to turn my back because I don't want you to see it in the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have some stickers in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, peel up a sticker and place it on the face of the card and put it right about here, right in the center.
Did I sign my name on the
sign your name on the sticker, put your initials on the sticker. And put it on the face.
And put it in the center?
Right in the center. Okay. Now take
Right in
that
the
card. Yeah, perfect. Take that card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find your card. Not from the front, because all I have to do is look for a sticker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find your card from the back. Watch what happens. Now I'm going to go through the cards one at a time. When you see your card, don't give me any indication when you see your card.
Okay.
No indication at all. I'm going to see if I can find your card. I may pass it up. Don't say anything. Don't say a word. We'll see if we can find your card. I think I found your card. Is this your card, Howie?
Yeah, but I wasn't very impressed, Bob. And
The
just
2
kind
of diamonds.
Yeah, but you felt the sticker on there.
Oh, you noticed that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was,
Well, actually, no, that's not really what happens.
no.
No. See, actually, your card sticks out like a sore thumb, so it's very easy for me to find. And that's called the color changing card.
It's called Mini Strat. And what this is, there are, like the larger version, there are 3 little rubber balls. There's yellow, green, and red. And the canister is covered with the outer canister like so. The green ball we'll put on the bottom. We'll put the red in the middle and yellow on top. And watch this, with just a snap of my fingers, the yellow penetrates the other 2 balls and lands perfectly here at the bottom. Let's try that again. Now, we started out with the green ball on the bottom the last time. This time we'll try the red ball. We'll put that on the bottom. we'll take the green ball and put that in the center, and of course yellow, the last, we put that right on top. And again, with nothing more than a snap, you'll see the yellow ball penetrates and goes all the way down to the bottom of the tube. One last time, something just a little bit different. Let's go back to green on the bottom, and we'll go for red in the center, just like that. The yellow ball, watch what we do with the yellow ball. The yellow ball comes here, and watch, it's just going to melt away just like that. You know where it went, right? Not on the top or not in the middle, right down here on the bottom. And you're free to show that tube all the way around. And that's called mini strat. Very easy to do.
Okay, this item is called Name That Card. Howie, what I want you to do is think of a card, any card, and I'll name your card.
Okay. I've got one.
Okay. I'm going to name it Elmer. I am. Now, what was the card you were really thinking of?
6 of diamonds.
The 6 of diamonds.
Mhm.
Almost on top, too. The 6 of diamonds. Now, what did I say I was going to do? I said I was going to name your card.
Name my card, yeah.
Right, and I said I was going to name it Elmer.
You said you'd name my card Elmer.
Way before you said the 6 of diamonds.
Yes.
I'll show you what I did. I have a lot of time on my hands, Howie. And what I did is I named every one of these cards. We have an Earl, John, Tom, Tim, Edna. Every one of these cards I named. Every one is a different name. We have an Elmer,
Mm-hmm.
don't we?
Yep.
What was the name of your card?
6 of diamonds. Well, the name was Elmer.
Actually, but
The actual
what was
card
the card
was-
you were thinking
It
of?
was 6 of diamonds.
Now, what are the odds of that being
Cool.
the 6 of diamonds?
Very, very good.
I'll show you something really strange.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only card in there with that name. The names do not repeat. There's 52 different names. This isn't done like a trick that's available called Oscar. Every card can be shown freely. There's no restrictions. Any card can be thought of. That's called Name That Card.
This is the wooden ball and vase. I decided to bring this in because I love wooden objects, wooden magic props, and of course this was no exception. I'm sure you know how the routine goes. You show a ball, you show a vase, an empty vase. You vanish the ball. Via your favorite method, you take it right here and it'll just kind of dissipate into the air, and it'll appear right back inside here. You can also have it penetrate just like that, go right through, and you'll see, of course, there's nothing there. It's a very inexpensive wooden vase. It's pretty. For $15, you can't go wrong. It's the wooden ball and vase.
Okay, I have 2 videotapes available. They're both approximately 60 minutes long. The first one is called Mind Assault. It contains 15 different effects you can easily learn and do. It's simple props, some things you have laying around the house, very easy to do. I think on this tape is visible half through table. I'll show you exactly how to do it. And it also comes with some other props, some double face cards and coins and stickers and such. That's tape number 1. Tape number 2 is called Seek and Destroy. This one here contains 15 different effects. You can easily learn. This one is studio quality. We taped this one in the studio. The other one is kind of amateurish, but there's some good tricks on it. Again, this one contains 15 different tricks. Also comes with some props you may need to do some of the tricks. I've eliminated most of the sleight of hand in both of the 30 tricks that are available on these tapes. The tapes are $35 each. If you buy them both, they're only $60 for the 2. Mind Assault and Seek and Destroy.
This is called the Crystal Casket. It comes in 2 different sizes. This is the smaller version, and you show a clear box. You can show it on all sides. You can see right through it, and this happens quick. Watch this. This is very cool. Just with a flick, you'll see now it's just filled with a couple of scarves. You can have spring money in there, spring flowers. I've done this with real dollar bills, real $5 bills folded up. It looks kind of cool. Anything that's flat that you can fold down that'll fit inside. I love doing silks out of this. Just very, very colorful, and they just fill up the box very nicely. Very easy to do, very inexpensive. It's called Crystal Casket. This is cool. This is called the 1 in the 5 bill trick. This is great to carry with you. I need to borrow a $5 bill from somebody out there. Bob, do you have a $5 bill? Sure. Very good. Come on up in front of the camera, Bob, because I want you to do exactly what I'm going to do. I have a $1 bill with me, and you have a 5. Now, I'm going to fold my dollar in half, face out, just like that. I want you to do the same thing. Fold it in half, face out. Very good. Fold it in half again, face out, just like that. Crease it. Now take your top, and fold it down over the bottom, just like that. Increase it. Very good. Give me both bills just for a moment. A $5 bill and a $1 bill. Both of them come together. Bob, hold your hand right here. Very good. And I want you to make a fist. And turn your fist over just like that. Now, both bills are in your hand. The 1 and the 5 in my hands obviously are empty. Am I right?
Right.
Good. I want to sneak in. I'm going to just remove one of the bills. If you just give me a little bit of playroom here. I want you to see which one I'm moving out. And keep your fingers closed around the other one. Actually, I just peeked. I have to show you, Bob. You see, I have the $5 bill. That's going to leave you holding the 1. Very good. So most people say, and they're right. Now, this is cool. $5 bill with me, the $1 bill with you. I want you to tap my fist 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Now, a moment ago, Bob, do you remember who had which bill?
I had the 1.
And I had
the 5.
Very good. Open your hand, because you'll see that now you're back with the $5 bill. And I have the $1 bill. It's called the 1 in 5 bill trick. It's very, very, very easy to do. You borrow the 5 from somebody, real simple. You'll have a lot of fun with it. The 1 in the 5 bill trick.
Next item is called Jack Robat. It deals with 3 cards, a 10 of diamonds, a 10 of diamonds, and a Jack of spades. And you'll notice that each one of the playing cards has a hole punched through the top of the playing card. Now, if we line up these holes, just like that, remember, there's the Jack sandwiched in between the 2 red 10s. I place a padlock right on here. I'm going to lock it up. You see the padlock is running right through. And again, I'm going to show you that the Jack is sandwiched in between the 2 red 10s. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to hand you the keys, Howie. You hold on to the keys. I don't want you to think I'm going to go near the keys. That's fair.
Fair.
Okay, put them right in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I want you to hold the padlock just like that. Perfect. Cover this up for 1 second. If you feel me tugging on the cards, hold on to them, okay? I know what you're all thinking. That the Jack penetrated? No, it's called Jack Robat because the Jack has now turned himself face down. Padlock still intact. Have the keys, please. Padlock is unlocked. The cards can be legitimately shown. Jack is completely turned face down between the 2 red 10s. There's no slits in the cards. It's practically self-working. Instant reset, and it's called Jack Robat.
In my opinion, what you're about to see is one of the strongest card effects that you can do in Magic. It's called John Kennedy's Mystery Box. I get an amazing response from lay people as well as magicians every time this is shown. A deck of cards is introduced. They're all different. And this is so strong, I usually have the spectator take the deck. Bob, would you for a moment?
Sure.
Take the deck, pick out any one card. Don't let me see which card you're picking out. And return the rest of the deck to me. And can you sign your name? I have a marker. Would you sign your name across the chosen card, please? A lot of times while this is being done, I'll keep my back turned away from the audience. And you all saw the card. You all saw the name on the card. And if you put it back here on top, Perfect. Now, what happens is we mix it up just a little bit like that. Bob, how long do you think it would take me to find your card?
From the backs or the front?
Without even looking at the deck, how's that?
Quite a while.
I want to try for under 10 seconds, something which I've done only one time before. Very difficult without looking at the deck. Here we go, behind my back, just like this. Are you clocking me?
Yeah.
Are you at home clocking me? Hopefully in under 10 seconds. Do you know what time you're at now?
7.
Bob, we're there. We got it. We got your card. Do you have any idea where your card is, Bob?
No.
No.
In the deck somewhere.
So a lot of people think that, but no. You see, before I started, there's been a little wooden box right here on top of the table the whole time. And Bob, I haven't gone anywhere near it yet. Would you believe me if I told you that your card was in that box?
No.
I wouldn't believe me either if I said that. But it's true. Your card, Bob, is inside that box. Take a look. I want you to come over and just, the lid comes right off. Just take a look and peek inside. Tell me what you see.
I see a card.
A card. Bob, can you show the camera what's inside there? There's a card. One card folded up. Bob, it'd be cool if this were your card, wouldn't it?
It'd be a miracle.
Take a look. I don't even want to touch the card. Take a look. And there you go.
It's my card.
Bob, right on it. This is called John Kennedy's Mystery Box, and I got to tell you, it does not get any stronger than this. A very, very, very impossible card revelation when viewed by a spectator. John Kennedy's Mystery Box. The boxes are also available in an exotic wood finish. It runs a little more money. It's very, very pretty. Definitely a collector's item. It's called John Kennedy's Mystery Box.
It's called the television box. It's a oak box with another smaller oak box on the inside. Inside the smaller box is 4 blocks, numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the spectator arranges these blocks in any numerical order they want while your back is turned or while you're out of the room. But just for explanation purposes, let's say that they put it in this box at 1, 2, 3, 4 while your back was turned. They then close the box. Now it'd be impossible for you to tell the order of those blocks because the box is completely opaque. What would make it even harder is if this box was placed in the larger box and closed. But just by holding the box this way, I could tell you the numerical order one at a time or all 4 at once. And I'll show you how this works. When I'm holding the box this way, my thumbs slide back the cover, revealing 4 compasses. And these compasses will point to the blocks in their order, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slide it back and reveal the numbers, like I say, 1 at a time. That's actually down now. The angles are very, very good. You get people to the side, they're not going to see that it's down. This is called the television box, made in solid oak. Great piece of mentalism, very well made. The television box. What I want you to do, Howie, is just tell me when to stop when I riffle the cards.
Stop.
Right over here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I want you to do is just take two cards you stop. Right there in the middle. Good,
Okay.
Perfect. Show them to the camera. You should do this with 2 different spectators. Okay. Lay them face down because I don't want to see them. Okay. Now you take the cards and drop them along with the selected cards into the bag. Okay. Here we have a alligator clip attached to a little ball chain. Place that inside the bag. I'll see if I can find or clip. Oh, that one. One of your cards. Is that one of the cards?
Yeah, it is.
That is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see if we can get the other one too. Grab the other card. Is that the other card?
Yes, it is.
There you go. And that's called Alligator.
A case. This is a case that I use anytime I do my street magic or when I do corporate affairs that's a close-up venue. Inside, this is the outside view when it's folded flat. inside, you'll see the inner lining is protected with an A-crate shell. It's made out of foam. This protects your props, your glass pieces like this from cracking and breaking, as a lot of things happen. They break when you travel. This is very, very protective. The entire case is made of a wood construction. It's very durable, very strong. The lid comes right off its hinge just like that. I'm going to put this out of the way just for a moment. On the inside, there's foam lining from the top that goes right down to the bottom. It's that thick. This is what it looks like. This is nice because you can custom design the foam to fit the props that you use for each show. What you'll do is you lay out the props in a way you want them arranged, and then you trace the props. You take an X-Acto knife, you cut away the foam, which is relatively easy to do, and there you have a custom lining. This does more than just store your props and hold them and make it easy for travel. I'll show you what else it does. It's also a little mini performance table. I'm going to remove, this is the inside. I'll show you the thickness of the foam. I'll put that out of the way for just a moment. On the inside, there's a 3-fold screen opening up towards you, just like that. It's on hinges, flaps is flat. The close-up mat you supply. We'll put that out of the way just for a moment. This is also the inside of the bottom of the case. Now with the 3-fold hinge, very easy to set this up. Put it in just like that, and I'm going to turn it around so that you can see. You can see it from that side. You take your foam insert that contains your props. By the way, the foam inserts, it comes with one. You can buy additional foam inserts if you have maybe 3 different shows, and you're doing a lot of shows one weekend. All you have to do is just change the insides, and you got your case, one case with many different inside possibilities. That's the inside so far. You take the lid with the foam lining inside, and you just pop it right on top. It'll fit nice and secure, very snug right in. Just like that. Now from this side, it's nice because you can make steels and easily ditch them. I'll show you the other side. And that's the front view. Again, it's very rugged, it takes a beating. You put your close-up mat on top, and you're all set. It's called the Mac Close-Up Case. This is called the Raven. This is cool. This is a utility device that's used for many different things. You might have seen the David Blaine special some time back. He borrowed a coin, he put it on top of a little kid's palm, right on the hand, and what he did, he caused that coin to completely disappear. This is what it looked like. He waved his hand over the coin just for a moment, and when he released his hand, it was completely, utterly gone. Very, very clean, very easy to do. The Raven, there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. Here's another one. Things you can do with it is you can again borrow a coin, or you have a coin after a coin routine, and all you have to do, this is cool, is just kind of rub it, just like that, and you see it completely changes into a card. It's called the Raven. It's very, very easy to do. Comes with a video also that you can purchase separately. The video, great idea, has a lot of really neat things you can do with it besides the 2 that I just showed you. The Raven.
Development, it deals with a 35mm film canister and a ball. If I take the canister, place it down on the table, take the ball, and place it into my pocket, I ask a simple question: where's the ball?
Your pocket, Bob.
Oh, you got to pay close attention. It winds up underneath the canister. Watch what happens again. Ball here, canister goes down onto the table, ball goes into my pocket. Now I ask you again the simple question of where's the ball? Most people would say your pocket, and you say no, it's underneath the cup. Now watch what happens here. I take the canister goes down on the table, the ball goes right here. Watch the ball. Now, I ask you again, where's the ball? Would you say underneath the cup? Most people would. And I say, well, I guess you get the picture. And a 35mm film comes out of the canister. That's called major development. And it's 3 jumbo cards with a hole punched through the center, and a giant paper clip locks them completely together. The spectator can tug on them because they really are secured with the paper clip. Now you ask the spectator to remember the order of the cards, and you're going to test them on their memory. The 7 of diamonds, the 9 of spades, and the 10 of hearts. And you ask a simple question of which card was on the bottom, on the face of the card. Which one was on the face, Which one was on the face,
I
Hal?
believe it was the 7 of diamonds.
The 7 of diamonds?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. The 7 of diamonds. Just rub the face of the 7 of diamonds. And the 7 of diamonds melts completely off the other two cards. This is 100% examinable. Very easy to do. Very effective. The reset takes a few seconds. And you're ready to go again. There's no slits in the cards. It's called card penetration.
Ropes. This is great for kid shows. Basically, you show 3 ropes. They're red, white, and blue. And you untie one of the ends. And on this end, what we're going to do, we're going to tie up the white and the blue rope together in a knot, just like that. At the other end, we did white and blue at this end. Now over on this end, we did white and blue. This time we're going to do red and blue, just like that. So now what we have are 3 ropes, red, white, and blue, very patriotic, thus the name, patriotic ropes, all tied at their ends in knots. Now, when there's somebody in the audience that's close to me, what I'll ask them to do, I'll ask them to extend their hand and they'll grab an end of the rope. They'll grab one of the ends. And I ask them just to step back a few feet. And as the rope unravels from my hand, it becomes one very long, solid, tricolored rope. Red, white, and blue. This is very, very, very easy to do. It's called patriotic ropes. This is a series of 3 different effects, great for kid shows. They're called the vanishing crayons, it's called the magic coloring book, and it's called the appearing crayons. And basically a quick routine with the 3 of them would go something like this. I have a nephew, he's 3 years old, his name is Sean, and Sean loves to color. The other day when I went over to his home, I brought with me a magic coloring book. I'm a magician, and I figured he would dig that. And he did, but when I went to go through it with him, I went to open it up with him, there was a problem. You see, the pages were completely blank. Now I figured, okay, manufacturing defect, something went wrong at the printing shop. But then I thought for a moment, I'm a magician. Maybe I can make some magic happen. So I fumbled through the drawers in the kitchen and I found a pen. And through magic, this is what I did. Just like that, I was able to make, believe it or not, I was able to make pictures appear. Just like that. Now, of course, they weren't colored. I was going to do that with Sean. But Sean had a problem with me coloring because, well, I don't color in the lines. It was a problem I had when I was a kid, and I'm 33, and I have that same problem now. So, no problem for the magician, because you see, again, we can maybe do that magically. Watch. I borrowed Sean's crayons just for a moment, and what I wanted to do by magic is make the colors travel from here to here. Let's see if that happened. Yes, it did. Look at that. Magically, all of the pictures colored. And I didn't even go out of the lines once. Now this is pretty cool because it's all magic themed. You got the bunnies and the birds flying out of a magic hat. You have a sub-trunk with a magician and a clown. There's a picture of Bob when he was younger with shorter hair. A lot of cute little things. It goes over great for kids shows. One of the things too, I forgot to do this. Sean was a little upset because I made his crayons disappear, and that's something I know that I shouldn't have done. So again, being a magician, it's no problem because you fold the book back and you do this, only because it looks professional. Just kidding. And you can make the crayons appear from inside the book. It's called the Magic Coloring Book, and again, very, very easy to do. The 3 of the effects that you just saw are sold separately. However, we're also putting them together as a group price. It's discounted. The Magic Coloring Book, the Appearing Crayons, and the Vanishing Crayons.
Pan not included.
This is called the Card Rise Box. Really nice effect. The box is made from solid oak. It's a natural color. Here's what happens. You show a deck of cards, all to be different, because this is actually not a force. You have somebody select a card, any kind of a card that they want from anywhere within the deck. They pull it out, they look at it, they remember it, and they show it to the camera. It's placed back on top of this part of the deck, and it gets mixed and lost inside just like that. Now, the whole deck is put inside the card chest. and the whole thing is closed. It's encased in the chest, in the box, so that my hands are free from trickery. You know, I'm not doing anything funny or phony, and there's no threads or anything bizarre attached to the ceiling. Now, you ask the person to concentrate on the card that they just selected, and you ask them to really concentrate and concentrate hard. The harder they concentrate, you'll see what will happen. You see the box begins to open. The lid begins to open, just like that, and you'll see one card rising up out of the box. Hopefully, is their signed, this could be signed, selected card. They or you can pull the card right out from the box. And now you're ready to go again. You can do this 3 more times with 2 other people besides your first volunteer. It's called the card rise box.
Card flexion deals with a couple simple objects, a mirror and a half of a playing card, which can be examined. Now if I place the mirror behind the playing card, it gives you the illusion a little bit that the card is a full card because you're seeing the reflection of a half of a card in the mirror. If I move the mirror forward on the half of a playing card, you'll notice that it gives you the illusion that the card is beginning to shrink and shrink and shrink into almost nothingness. Okay, let's pull it back on the half card again. If I pull the mirror backwards on the playing card, doesn't it give you the illusion that the card is starting to actually stretch and become a full playing card?
Mm-hmm.
When you see a full card, say stop.
Stop.
Right about here.
Yep.
Watch this. Actually pull a full playing card from the mirror. This is called card flexion. And it's called symbol sensory. It's the 5 ESP symbols: the circle, the square, the wavy lines, the star, and the cross. I'll show you the backs. The backs are all exactly the same. The backs are not marked. I wouldn't say that to a lay audience, but for the magicians out there that are buying this tape, I'm going to tell you right now, the backs of the plaques are not marked. They're definitely not marked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Howie reach over right now and give them a mix. Mix them up. Keep them symbol side down. Great. Now what I want you to do, Howie, is lay them out in a row, symbol side down. You can skip a spot. Okay. Now select any plaque you want. There's absolutely no force, and show that plaque to the camera. Okay. You want to change your mind? Are you happy with that symbol, or you want to change
you know what? Yeah, I want to change it.
Okay.
Okay.
You happy with that?
Yeah, that's what I want to keep.
Okay. No problem. Restack them. I don't want to touch them. Restack them. Keep them symbol side down. Mix them up just like I showed you before. So there you go. And again, lay them out in a row, symbol side down.
Done.
Okay. Very good. What I would do now is I'm going to take my drawing, and I'm going to place that drawing on a single plaque. I'm going to place it on this plaque, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for a fact you didn't pick this plaque.
Nope.
You did pick this plaque first.
Yes, I
But
did.
you changed your mind, and as you see, it matches my drawing. It does match my drawing. But then I know you didn't pick this one. I'm positive you didn't select that one.
Correct.
I know you didn't pick this one.
Very good.
That leaves one more plaque,
Mm-hmm.
and that happens to be the square, and that's exactly what I drew on the other half of the business card.
Cool.
This is called symbol sensory. Can be repeated. And again, I stress the fact that the backs are not marked.
This is called the Svengali deck. It's been around probably longer than I've been around. It's a standard in card magic, and it's a very, very good effect. Lay people are floored when they see this. Here's how a routine that I put together goes. Bob.
Yes.
Since you're standing here in front of the camera, I'd like to use you to help me. What I want you to do, Bob, anywhere in the deck you want, put your finger somewhere inside, anywhere at all, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the card that you cut to, pull it out, show the camera, and put it right back on top. It gets lost, buried somewhere inside the deck. I'm going to give you options, Bob. Would you like me to cut, shuffle, or leave them alone?
Shuffle.
Shuffle them. You're going to make me work a little bit, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm going to shuffle them up. Just like that. Now, Bob, some guys that work with cards, they're good. They can make your card appear on the bottom of the deck. Other guys that work with cards, they're good. They can make your card appear on the top of the deck. But you know what, Bob? All I have to do is go like this. And you know why I go like this? Because that's what the instructions told me to do. They say go like this and watch what happens. Is that by any chance now your card?
Yes, it is.
It is. Cool. Now, they say seeing is believing, but you can't always believe everything you see. Check it out. 5 of spades. It looks like it's going back on top. And it looks like I'm going to cut the 5 of spades, and lose it right in the center of the deck. Correct?
Right.
But like I said, you can't always believe everything you see. I'm going to show you that one more time. Watch. 5 of spades on top. This time it gets cut even slower and lost right into the center like that. Now, that looked pretty good to you, right?
Yeah.
Here's the move. Watch. Just like that. Did you see it happen?
No.
Okay. Here, because you see your 5 of spades is back up on top. I'm going to show you. This time, if we really lose it, 5 of spades really gets lost in there. And this time, yeah, it's really lost. I'm going to have you, again, I'm going to give you options. Would you like me to cut, shuffle, or leave them alone at this point?
Cut them.
Cut them. I'm going to cut them in half, just like that. I'm going to make 3 piles, Bob. This time you're going to do the magic, not me. Bob, without any influence from me at all, select a pile. Except for that pile, Bob. Don't select that pile. Any other pile, without any influence, no, not that. Okay, you're going to be stubborn. You're going to go for that pile, huh? Okay, I'm going to show you. You didn't pick this one. You didn't pick that one. You picked this one, and see, you did the magic there, not me. Now, when I do this, after a while, people start to get the idea. They say, Howard, we think we know how you're doing this. You're using a deck of cards with 2 5 of spades. 1 on the bottom, which obviously isn't the case, and 1 on top, which isn't the case either. But you see, Bob, I like to make things work as easy as possible. That's why, Bob, the entire deck is made up of nothing but 5 of spades. I'll show you the other side. Nothing at all but 5 of spades. Now, that's what it looked like to you just a moment ago. But you see, with nothing more than a quick cut, we're back to where we started the effect just moments ago. It's called the Svengali deck. Very, very affordable. There's 2 styles of Svengali decks that we carry. This one is of Bicycle brand. That's probably the most popular. A lot of magicians prefer Bicycle. There's also a lesser, more inexpensive brand, and that's made by a company called Royal. There's also a book for $2 additional, and that's called 75 Tricks with a Svengali deck, and it tells you how to do some of the things that you saw in that little routine. The Svengali deck. This is called the Giant B-Wave. This is a great effect. I include this in almost every one of my shows. Bob, I'm going to need your help. This is a game of imagination, not my imagination, but yours. What I'd like for you to do, Bob, is to imagine that I'm holding in my hand 4 very large size playing cards. Actually, you don't have to imagine that because there really are 4 very large size playing cards. But what you do have to imagine is that these cards are 4 queens. Okay? Bob, using your mind, mentally, decide, I want you to pull 2 queens out. Tell me when you've done that.
I've done it.
Very good. Bob, in your hand you're holding 2 queens. Tell me, what are they, the black or the red queens?
The red ones.
The red ones, okay. Bob, send one of them back to me mentally. I don't care which one it is. Mentally
Okay.
send it back, and now it's back in my pile. That leaves you holding 1 red queen. Don't tell me, but decide which one it is. It's the queen of diamonds or it's the queen of hearts.
Okay.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the tricky part. I want you to mentally send that card back to me. When it gets halfway between you and me, I want you to imagine that card turning over, just like that. When it gets to right here at this point, I want you to imagine the rest of my cards opening up and swallowing up your 1 face-up card.
Okay.
Okay? You got that?
Sure.
That was quick. You sure you did that right?
Yeah.
Cool. I think you did pretty good. What was the card for everybody for the first time that you chose?
The Queen of Diamonds.
It was the Queen of Diamonds. What, see, there it is. 1 card face up, the Queen of Diamonds. Pretty cool?
Excellent.
Now, I knew you were going to pick that card, and I know you're saying, I don't buy into this. No, there's no way I don't buy into this. I knew you were going to pick the Queen of Diamonds, and you see, Bob, while you were mentally sending that queen to me, I was mentally painting its back red. So it's the only red card here. But you know what? I was so convinced that you were going to pick the Queen of Diamonds, Bob, that it's the only queen that I brought with me today. And that's called Giant B-Wave. This is great for stage or street magic. We also carry the standard, smaller regulation size Bicycle brand of B-Wave. That too is also a winner. I usually keep that mixed in with a legitimate deck of cards. Very, very, very easy to do. B-Wave, both giant and standard. This is called the Silk Blow Tube. This is another one that's great for kids because it's so very colorful. It comes with 3 scarves, a red scarf, a green scarf, and a yellow scarf, and it also comes with a clear plastic tube that can be shown on every angle, every which way. You can make up a lot of cute stories for the kids to go with this, and you can have them hold the silks, and each one at a time will give you one of the silks back. It doesn't matter the order. For this, we're going to start with the yellow silk first. It goes inside the tube, just like that, and blow it out the other end. Next color, say they pick the green silk, that goes in next, that goes in this end, and gets shoved in all the way like that. Last is the red scarf. That too gets put into this tube. So you have 3 scarves inside. You have the red, you have the green, and you have the yellow. Now when you saw them all a moment ago, they were all separate, and of course in the small confinement, and you can see through there so that nothing funny or phony is going on, there's nothing that no way anything possible could happen. For instance, they couldn't come tied out. Watch. I know that shot up in the air a little out of the camera, but you can see they come down all tied in knots with the ends. Very, very easy to do, and again, very colorful effect. It's great for the kids. It's called the silk blow tube.
This is called Ultimate Brainwave. Howie, what I want you to do is just think of a card, any card.
Got one.
Don't name it, just think of the card.
Got it.
All right. I'm going to go through the cards real slow. When you see the card that you're just thinking of, I just want you to touch the face of that card. 4 of diamonds.
Yep.
Now, there could be no influencing you at this point. I didn't have you name the card before I went through the cards.
Nope.
You were just merely thinking of a card, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty amazing that you were just thinking of a card. And I don't know where that card was. It was about here in the deck.
Yeah.
Approximately, right?
About.
Like that. Now, I didn't show you the backs of the cards at this time, did I?
No.
So you don't know what color the backs of these cards are?
Nope.
Well, they're blue. Blue back deck. But only one card in here, and only one card in here, has a red back. What are the odds of that being your card? What was a card you were just merely thinking of?
4 of diamonds.
The 4 of diamonds. This is called Ultimate Brainwave because only 2 cards are roughed. The spectator just merely thinks of a card. They don't even have to name the card until the very end. They just merely touch a card. And I think you'll like it a lot more than the traditional version that's out there. It's called Ultimate Brainwave. This item is called Miser Miracle. Stainless steel cup. You just simply reach into the air and produce a half. Go into the cup, produce another one. Produce another one. Produce another one. One more. And even from behind your elbow. Into the cup. Now watch this. From my pocket to the cup, invisibly. Now how many coins do you think are in that cup?
I counted 7.
7? Well, you were close, but actually there's just one jumbo one.
This is called the Stratosphere. This is actually one of my personal favorites. I never do a kid show without this. It comes with an attractive cylinder with 3 different colors on there. Green, yellow, red. A lot of pattern presentations are possible with this. I've heard people that do patterns with clowns in the circus with different color noses. I personally do a traffic demonstration with the kids, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to play it straight for you. Basically, 3 balls, green, yellow, and red. Same as the picture on the front canister. The green, we're going to put that in the bottom. Same order at the front here. Green on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and red last on top, with just a snap of the hands. Watch what happens. Completely changed places. The red now traveled completely down to the bottom. We're going to do that again. I'm going to put them in a different order this time. Last time we matched the picture here on the front, we did green on the bottom. Instead, we're going to do yellow, followed by green, and on top, the red ball. And again, nothing more than a hand flap. The red has traveled straight through to the bottom. One final thing. Let's go back to the original order. We have green on the bottom. We have yellow in the middle. And the red, we're not going to put in. The red, we're going to do something different with. We'll put that aside just for a moment. I have a box, and inside the box is absolutely nothing. step 4, the red ball. Watch this. On a count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Completely gone. Now, I don't know if you saw that on camera or not, but from here, would you believe it traveled invisibly and went not on the top, not on the center, but right down on the bottom. This is called the stratosphere.
This is called a telekinetic lock. Big heavy-duty padlock. Stick the keys, pop it open, watch what happens. Lock the padlock, concentrate on the lock, sometimes jiggling the keys. Watch what happens when I jiggle the keys near the lock, it automatically pops open. And that's called a telekinetic lock.
This is called the card frame. It's available only by Bob Solari Magic and the Trickery. What it is, it's a solid oak frame. It has 2 plexiglass sheets. Inside the sheets, there's a mini portrait of Harry Houdini, and this is how I present this effect when I do my corporate shows. All evening long, you've seen a picture frame on my table. Inside the picture frame is a picture of Harry Houdini. Harry is known for his escape magic. Very few people, unless of course you're a magician, know Harry as another name called Harry the King of Cards. Now, I use the picture as inspiration for my card magic, and I'd like to share something, one of my personal favorites, with you this evening, inspired by Harry Houdini. Now, at this point, you walk into your audience, you show them a deck of cards. They're all different, and you ask somebody to select a card. This is how they select a card. As you riffle the cards, somewhere maybe around the center, you're going to ask them to say, stop. So, somewhere around the center, they're going to say, stop. You're going to show them their card that they stopped at. You're going to show it to their friends and the people sitting next to them. You give the card back to the person, and they can, at that point, mix it back into the deck. They can shuffle the deck and lose it thoroughly. I'm going to put the deck aside just for a moment. And what I'll do is I'll give the person that helped me out the picture of Harry Houdini to hold on to for me as I finish the effect. Since nobody's here with me, I'm going to keep the picture on my table just for a moment. The rubber band goes back around a plexiglass sheet, and that goes back into the picture frame. Now, Harry Houdini is the person that inspired me, and like I said, this is truly one of my favorite card effects. And I'm going to have to explain to you what happens because it's so strong, you won't believe it when it does. In a moment, I'm going to throw the entire deck of cards, your card being lost somewhere in the center, right at the picture frame. What should happen, hopefully, is your selected card will appear being held by the rubber bands that hold the 2 plexiglass sheets together. Here we go. This is cool. Watch this. Here we go. One card. One card being held by, it looks to you, by a rubber band, but I have to show you. There's something I didn't confess. See, it's not on the outside being held, and it's not on this side being held, you see. The card, your selected card, the 4 of hearts, is actually in between the sheets of plexi. It's called the card frame.
This item is called the Hypno Silk Rods. It's a rod about 15 inches long that has 4 different color silks tied around the rod. And whatever color is called out by an audience member will visibly untie itself and fall to the floor. And I'll prove this. Would somebody please call out a color?
How about red?
Red? Okay, watch the red silk. Watch the red silk as it visibly unties itself and falls to the floor. And I should prove to you that these are under your control at all times. Call out another color silk.
Let's go with blue this time, Bob.
Blue? Okay. Watch the blue silk as that, too, visibly unties itself. Now, this could be done seriously. It could be done as a comedy routine, like somebody calls out the red, and all of them fall off except the red. The silks are not included. It's best to use high-quality silks that are of a heavy gauge, such as P&A silks by Peter White, and this is called the Hypno Silk Rod.
This, as you can see on your TV screen, is called This, as you can see on your TV screen, is called John Kennedy's motorized reel. This is very, very cool. When I got this in, I spent about a week in my pocket playing around with the thing. It's just a fun play toy, and it's very cool if you're doing stage work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a demonstration. I'm going to show you what it is, because it is apparatus that's not seen by the audience. And what it does, it makes things animate. Scarves are one of the most perfect animations. We're about 10 feet away from the table that you're looking at right now, and on top of the table there's a red scarf. I want you to watch the red scarf, because this is going to happen rather quickly. It'll look almost frightening. It comes right up. It'll fly through the air. It'll run about 100 feet. You can run this from with absolutely no problem at all. I want to show you that one more time, and then I'll show you what the actual gimmick looks like. Here we go. Here we go now. Now, it'll fly across the room. Basically what it is. This gimmick, it's a little bit bigger than a 9-volt battery. As a matter of fact, that's what it runs on. There's a 9-volt inside there. It's got a little reel with invisible thread around here. What's nice about this is that you can exchange the bobbin, that's what it's called if you sew. My wife taught me that. You can exchange the bobbin for heavy-duty thread for heavier objects. You can exchange it for black thread for a different type of an effect. You could rig this so you can make things collapse or fall down. You could put it under a table. When I play around with this when I'm on stage, it's usually in my pocket, or actually behind on the table. What I'll do when I reach for something, I palm it off. And again, you can do this with about 100 feet of invisible thread. You can kind of see it on the camera a little bit. It's not good under fluorescent lighting, as most invisible thread tricks are. All you do is just push the button. See if we can make this look okay on camera. Just push the button, and it'll fly right back to you. It's very fast. It's very silent. A lot of different uses for it. If you're a practical joker, don't mind spending a lot on practical jokes. It is very expensive dollar pool. If you're into that kind of humor, it's expensive for that type of thing. But it's a great thing. It's called John Kennedy's motorized reel.
This item is called Killing Time, and I'll explain to you what the effect is. You display a oak mantle clock, and the spectator sets the clock to any hour. This is done while your back is turned or you're even out of the room. So we'll demonstrate this by the spectator setting the clock to 3 o'clock. Now the magician walks back into the room or turns his back to face the spectator. He never sees the face of the clock, yet instantly he can tell you what hour the clock is set at. And I'll show you how it's done. If you'll notice, on the back of the clock, which can be shown before and after the routine, by hitting a secret remote control, it lights up showing you the hour that it was set at. And I'll set this to a different time. We'll set it to 5 o'clock. Hit the remote again, and it flashes 5 o'clock. This is the remote. It's a very, very tiny, small remote that could fit in your pocket. It could be triggered by your offstage assistant, or you could just, like I say, keep it in your pocket and hit the remote. You have a 75-foot range. The handle on top is the antenna, and this item is called Killing Time.
This is called the crystal cylinder. Oddly enough, it is a crystal cylinder. You can see in the magic industry we call this the outer cylinder. It also comes with something that we in the magic industry call the inner cylinder. And it comes with something else that, yes, you're probably ahead of me on this, called the inner cylinder. Now, you can do a lot of things with the crystal cylinder. One of the things you can do is have something appear. You can have something disappear. You can also use it for transformations. Transformations, a word Bob taught me just earlier this morning. Not only is magic fun, it's educational too. You start off with the yellow silk, and that is put by an assistant or by you into the inner tube, just like that. It's next covered with the inner tube. So the inner tube covered by the inner tube, just like that, which is now covered by the outer tube. And I showed you the outer tube empty. I think I forgot to show you the inner tube also empty, which goes back inside the outer tube and is outside the inner tube. If you're with me, that's good, because I really have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, other than this is a transformation. Again, transformation, a word Bob taught me this morning. Here's what happens at the clap of a hand, and you do some magic this and magic that. And by the way, do you know why I do this and that? Because it looks professional, that's why. Actually, it's what the instructions said to do. They said to go like this. And watch what happens. We started out with a yellow scarf, now turned to red. Again, this is one of the very, very many things you can do with the crystal cylinder.
This item is called the arm chopper. It stands approximately 30 inches tall, has a brass blade. Spectator, or your victim, places their arm inside the yoke, just like this. The performer reaches, pulls the release, and the blade passes through their hand with no damage. We also make a smaller version of this, we call the finger chopper, which stands approximately 15 inches high, and instead of an arm, you have the spectator place their finger inside the yoke. And the magician pulls the release, and the blade passes through with no damage to the finger. These are 100% safe, and this is called the finger chopper or the arm chopper.
This is called Popsy balloons. And what it is, it's a balloon tree. And there are 4 different colored balloons. The primary colors, there's a red, a green, a yellow, and a blue. Now in the balloon tree base, there are little magic wands, and they're colored the same as the balloons, yellow, red, green, and blue. This is a closer look at one of the little magic wands. It's basically a little plexi wand. Now what happens in the effect, this is ideal for kid parties. It's also ideal for mentalism. At a kid's party, the way I would present it would be something like this. I would introduce my balloon tree stand. You can blow up the balloons prior to your show, or you can blow them up during your show. You ask for a little helper to come up and give you a hand, and what you do, your back is turned. Your back is facing the other direction, and they're to secretly select one of the magic wands, one of the different colors. They take the magic wand out, and they show it to their friends in the audience. Everybody sees the color magic wand, but nobody's to mention a word to you, the magician. They replace the wand back into the base, and they tell you when it's okay to turn back around. You turn back around, and you bring the balloon tree right up and tight to your audience. Now, you ask them all to join hands. It's a mental thing that's going to happen. They all join hands, and you ask them to focus their attention, their concentration, on the magic wand that was selected. If you want to make it even more dramatic, you extend your other hand, and now you have a whole link of people focusing their attention, running their energy through you, the magician, to the magic wand, the color of the magic wand that was selected. And what happens is this. The balloon just pops the color. This is under your control at all times. You can make any balloon pop in which you want. If you wanted to make another color pop, let's say you wanted to make the red one on top pop, you can do that too. You can make the green on top pop, and of course you can also make the blue pop just like that. One of the ways too, rather than just popping one balloon in the beginning, is to pop the 3 other balloons, and that leaves you free to give the selected balloon to your little helper as a souvenir of your show. It's called Popsy balloons.
This is called the zigzag deck. You take a deck of cards and spread them out, showing them to be quite ordinary. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with the zigzag illusion. That's where they place a woman inside a box. I don't have a woman here with me, so we're going to place the deck inside a box. They take 2 stainless steel blades, the magician, and he pushes them through the box and through the deck, or woman, separating her into 3 sections. And just to prove to the audience that she is really separated, or the deck is, the magician now pushes out the center of the deck. removed. And the deck is removed from the box, completely undamaged. Now that's a zigzag deck. We also make available a larger version for jumbo deck. This is called the jumbo zigzag deck, and both are manufactured from oak and mahogany.
Hi, I'd like you all to meet my lovely assistant, Bob. Bob does look better in a skirt, however, he didn't bring one with him today. This is cool. This is Dove from Balloon. My wife and I do this in our stage show. You come out with the balloon, you blow up the balloon. As I'm blowing up the balloon, my lovely assistant spins the tray. And it's tied off with a knot. Balloon is put into the tray on top, just like that. Now, when we do it on stage, I have fire gimmicks that shoot fire out and make it look even more spectacular, but you can also do this with nothing more than a simple clap of your hands. Watch the balloon, not me. This is cool. Here we go, with nothing more than a simple clap of my hands. And alive, Dove comes from the balloon. This is very cool, very easy to do. It's called Dove from Balloon Tray.
This next item is the jumbo drawer box, which are available in both blue and red. And what you can do is you can open up the drawer, show it completely empty, close it, and when you open it up again, a jumbo deck of cards fits in here perfectly. You can also make a dove appear, spring flowers, a canary, anything. It's up to your imagination what you want to make appear in the drawer box. They're manufactured in birch, and again, they're available in both blue and red.
You've probably seen this on my website. This is called the Bunny Bucket. I use this for every stage show. It's a great effect. You show a bucket. You show the bucket to be completely, utterly empty. You can come right up in here. I've even had people actually take their hands and put their hands inside just for a moment. Now, it's a very magical type bucket because all you have to do is with a clap of your hand, you open the lid, and there inside is Dusty. This is Dusty. This is one of our bunnies. It's one we perform with a lot now. Say hello, Dusty. Bye-bye.
This item is called the Rising Cards. A spectator freely selects any card. Let's show that to the camera. This card can be signed. Okay. That card is placed inside the deck and buried. You could also give it a shuffle to the deck. And the cards are placed inside a glass or leaned up against the glass. And only one card will rise up, and that's the selected card. Ours comes with a lifetime warranty. They're rising cards.
The market for something like a visible Dove Vanish tear apart, then look no further. This is it. As a matter of fact, that's the name of it. The visible Dove Vanish take apart. Here's what happens. You use your favorite Dove. In this case, Coco will be our favorite Dove for the afternoon, and Coco goes inside the box. Now, what's cool is that, get in there, Coco. He's always visible through the window. Get your wing down. Wing down, very good. Tails in, very good. Coco's a rather large bird, which is nice because it'll vanish a nice size load. Watch. With nothing more than a little magic visibly. Check it out. He's gone. Now what's cool, as the name, you take the whole thing apart, just like this. You show, and you give it to your pretty assistant Robert. You can show the front, the plexi, back and front, the back and front of the side panels, just like this. You can show the actual back panel itself, and as a matter of fact, the entire base collapses flat, just like that. It's called the visible Dove Vanish take apart. called the acrobatic silks. It's a classic in magic. It's been around for a long time, and it's still very, very effective, especially at kids' shows. Kids love this. You'll see why. What it is, it's a black wooden bar. Attached to this side is a blue scarf, to this side is another blue scarf, actually it's in the center, and then to this side, a black scarf. Magically, what will happen is, in a moment, the black scarf will jump from here to here, right before your very eyes. Check it out. Here we go. Just like that. What did I say? From here to there, just like magic. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, he just turned it around. See, if I had a bunch of kids here, they'd be thinking that too. That's why this play's great for kids. Watch. One more time. From here, back to here. Just like that. I know, you're still not impressed. Would it be very magical, though, if I could take all three scarves and in one swift movement like this, cause the black scarf now to jump right into the center? That, my friends, is called magic. This is called the acrobatic silks. There's something very similar, works on a completely different principle, and this is called the koala bear bar. It's a wooden bar, and it's got 3 ropes and a little miniature, I'll walk right up to the camera, a little cute koala bear attached to one of the ropes. Now, this is also cute for kids. You don't have to use the koala bear. He detaches very easily. You can borrow somebody's wristwatch and attach it to one of the ropes. You can just tie it up in one of the ropes, and you have the same effect. Therefore, a kid's effect and adult effect. Here's what happens. I'm not going to do the whole routine. You just saw that a moment ago where the bear jumps from one rope to the other rope by putting it behind my back. We'll just jump to the ending right now. Watch what happens, because it happens kind of quick, just like that, right to the middle rope. And that's called the koala bear bar.
This is called the haunted die. So I want to show you I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Howie, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out and just touch any one of these 6 cards. This one here, I'm going to put it down on a table, and I'm going to show it to the camera. Don't say the name of the card. Just want to show the camera. I'm going to put that selected card back in the pile and give the pile a little bit of a mix. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the cards face up one at a time. When you see a card, Howie, don't say anything that's your card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards. Okay. Now here we have a little glass. Inside the glass we have a black bag. And inside this black bag we have a single die, which I'm going to pour out right into the bag. Now I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but what number is facing up on top of the die?
That's a 1.
That's a number 1. What I want you to do is I want you to concentrate on that die. Watch the die. Watch the die real close. Watch what happens. Watch the die. The die turns over. Now what number is facing up?
That's a 3.
3. Now if we count over 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. We land on this card. Was that your selected card?
Yep, it sure was.
The 3 of spades, and that's called the haunted die. There's no magnets or mercury involved. It's self-working, and it's a killer effect. It's called the haunted die.
This is called the wooden coin box. It's part of our wooden collectible series here at the Trickery. It's a beautiful box. It's handmade. And inside, you'll see, it's an English halfpenny. Now the English halfpenny is special. That's why I keep it inside the box. You see, I got it when I was in England from an old girlfriend. Watch. It just will never leave me, ever. Just like that. It disappears, and watch. Right back inside the English halfpenny. You can use a Kennedy half, you can use a quarter, anything that you'd like you can use. It's called the wooden coin box. One of our collector pieces here at the Trickery, also available from Bob Solari Magic.
This is called Through the Mirror. It's a little mini illusion that was invented by Ali Bongo. It's now manufactured in Japan by Tan Arasaka. What it consists of is a mirror with a wide ribbon attached, which is completely examinable, a die, and a leatherette wallet. Now the wallet, as you can see, opens up like a normal wallet and has a hole in the bottom and a little trap door on top. And if we open up the wallet, you can see that the wallet is recessed. There's a little bit of a well, and the mirror fits in there perfectly. Doesn't go anywhere. I'll show you the mirror from the bottom of the wallet, from the top of the wallet. Now watch what happens to the die. I'll have my assistant hold on to the ribbon that proves that the mirror doesn't go anywhere. Watch the die. The die visibly, slowly, and visibly penetrates the mirror. Where it falls free onto the mat and is 100% examinable. Your hand is completely out. This is solid through solid. This is one of the best and most convincing penetrations available. It's called Through the Mirror.
This is one of my favorite close-up items. This is called dollar bill to matches. Pretty much that's exactly what happens. You go into your pocket, you pull out a dollar bill, you fold a dollar bill, just a couple of quick folds, and instantly you have a book of matches. It's showable on all sides. You can even, if you're going into a cigarette routine, or if somebody's at the bar, they need a light, you can just light the matches afterwards. It's called dollar bill to matches.
This is called Signed, Sealed, and Amazing. It's a deck of cards, and I'm going to spread the cards out right in front of me, very fairly, and I'm going to ask Howie to reach over and freely select a card. The choice is free, a totally free choice. I want you to show the camera the card, and I want you to sign your name across the face of that card. And while Howie is doing that, also showing the camera the card with his signature, I'm going to show you an envelope which is completely sealed on this side and completely sealed on this side with masking tape. Okay, what I want you to do, Howie, is just take the card and place it face down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give the deck a bit of a mix, a bit of a shuffle, just something like this. What we're going to do is we're going to bury the card somewhere inside the deck. I'm going to cut the deck into 3 piles, just like that. Now, so we don't get confused, we're going to number the piles. We're going to number this pile, pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. Now, Howie, what pile do you think your card is in?
Pile number 2.
Pile number 2, this pile right here?
Yep.
I'm going to go show the camera the cards. If you see your card with your signature on it, what I want you to do is just say stop. Is your card in pile number 2?
No, not yet. No.
Not
Nope.
at all, huh? Okay. Now we have pile number 1 and pile number 3 left. Which pile do you think your card is in?
Number 1.
This one here, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, I'm going to show you the faces of the cards. When you see your card and your signature, just say stop.
No, nothing.
Nothing yet, huh?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Okay. I'll give you a choice. Pile number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Last pile. Here we go. Pile number 3. When you see your card with your signature on it, just call out stop. I'll show you each card individually. Your card yet?
No. No. No.
Nothing.
Uh-uh.
Okay. I'll show you my hands are completely empty on both sides. Now I showed you we had an envelope which was completely sealed with tape.
Yep.
I have a pair of scissors over here. Watch what happens. Because inside this envelope we have a single card. If I reach inside this envelope and pull out a card, what was the name of your card?
5 clubs.
Let's let the camera see your signature on there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Make sure. The 5 of clubs.
Yep, Howard. Mm-hmm.
There it is. And that's called Signed, Sealed, and Amazing. It requires no palming, The props do 99% of the work for you. It comes complete with everything except the bicycle-backed cards. It's called Signed, Sealed, and Amazing.
This is called Bill to Card. This is very, very easy to do. And I'm not going to show you the full effect. I'll premise it. What happens is you ask somebody, you take out a deck of cards, somebody picks a card from the deck. It's put back into the deck. They can mix it up. They can shuffle it. And it's put back into the card case. You pull a dollar bill out from your pocket. And you bet the person $1 that you can find their card. As a matter of fact, you bet them $1 that you can make their card come out from that box and appear in your hand without even touching or going near the box. Of course, they won't believe you, but this is real easy. Watch what happens. Just like that, that quickly, it turns into their selected card. I'm going to show you that again. We're going to cut it, and I'll do that one more time because it's so quick. That was quick. Here's what happens. One more time. The dollar bill, instantly, right into their card. It's quick. It's easy to do. It's called, simply enough, Bill to Card.
This is called card flow. The card is freely selected by anybody in your audience. Show it to the camera. And the card is placed right on top of the deck. Now watch the cards. The top card, the selected card. Watch what happens. Starts to float up about 1 inch and float over the deck about 1.5 inches. And slowly come back down to rest. On top of the deck where it started from. The selected card, Queen of Hearts. It doesn't use any strings. It's totally self-contained. Any card could be selected, can be repeated. It's called card flow. Side view of card flow. The selected card goes on top of the deck. Watch the selected card. This is the side view. Card floats up over the deck. Put your finger underneath the card or another card below that floating card, and it slowly floats back and rests back on top of the deck. Show your selected card. That's card flow.
What you're about to see is called the color changing knives. It is a classic in magic. It's something that when I was younger I avoided, not knowing the response it would have with lay people. If you ever run into me at a magic convention or anywhere, you're going to see I always have a set of these with me because it's that strong and I'm that avid a fan of the color changing knives. Here's the routine that I do. I tell people I used to collect knives when I was younger. As a matter of fact, the one that I have with me, I still carry with me. It's the very first penknife I ever got when I was in my early teens. It's a black penknife, but what's really cool about it is that it's also a white penknife. You see, it's got some very special properties. The knife actually just changes color at will, just like that. Now, this is too cool an effect for me not to show you how it's done. I know it's against magic rules to show this, but this is, like I said, too good. I have to show it to you. See, it's done with two knives. It's done with a white knife, and it's done with a black knife. So what happens is, you've heard that the saying before, the hands are quicker than the eye. Well, in this case, it really is. You start off with, say, the white knife over here in this hand. That would leave which color over in this hand?
Well, that would be the black knife.
See, that's what most people think, but it happens so quickly that no, the black knife actually never left this hand. The black knife still remains. Now, the white knife, even though it's a miniature penknife, it's actually a miniature penknife. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. Most objects, when you pull on them, they get longer, but when you pull on this, watch what happens. You see, it begins to shrink and actually get shorter, almost to the point where it wants to disappear, but we don't want that to happen. Not just yet. The color of your changing knives. You can take the white knife, and you can make it penetrate through a tabletop. You can do so many different things with this. This is an excellent set for an amazingly very affordable price. It's called the color changing knives.
Bill, you borrow a bill from somebody. Excuse me, sir, can I borrow a bill from you?
Who? Me?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What you do here is you borrow a bill. Any denomination, could be foreign currency, American currency, really doesn't matter. Any denomination, could be Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, it really doesn't matter. Now watch what we do here. All you do is you take a dollar bill and fold it up lengthwise, or lengthways if you come from Ohio. just like that. And you take a knife, any knife, doesn't really matter. This trick comes with a knife, but you can use any knife, and you place it inside the bill, the folded bill. Now, simple physics will tell you never pull back on the bill in this position, because what's going to happen is you're actually going to puncture the bill. So don't ever do that unless it's not your bill. Now, also, never pull the knife along the fold, because you're also going to tear the bill, unless you're doing repair bill. And watch what happens. A simple flick of your finger on the bill repairs the bill again into one whole piece. Isn't that amazing? Both sides can be shown. This is called repair bill. You can learn this in 10 minutes. It comes with the knife, a gimmick. It's not done like misled. Again, it can be done with any currency, foreign, domestic, it really doesn't matter. Instant reset, and it's called repair bill.
The bolt, because of the way it's designed, I'm sorry I keep calling it a bolt, the nut, the way it's designed, it stays on the mat just like this. So basically the screw is unscrewing from the bolt and kind of flips around a little bit. That's one of the reasons that the bolt usually stands on its, the nut usually stands on its edge. I'll get the nut and bolt straight right one day. But you get the idea. It's called twist off. Again, the package that it comes with, this will help you maintain this for probably well beyond your years. This also comes with a duplicate nut and bolt you can hand out for examination. A very well made effect by a brilliant man called Eddie Gibson from England. It's called Twist Off. Great for bar hopping and restaurant work.
This item is called the elusive poker chips. It's very simple because it deals with only a couple simple props, which is a yellow chip and a red chip. We have a yellow chip and a red chip. Now watch what happens when I wave the red chip over the yellow chip. It changes to an English penny, like that, right before your eyes. And if I take the English penny and place it on the red chip, that one visually changes to an American half. Both are immediately handed out for examination, and that's called the elusive poker chip. Very simple, because it deals with only a couple simple props, which is a yellow chip and a red chip. We have a yellow chip and a red chip. Now watch what happens when I wave the red chip over the yellow chip. It changes to an English penny, like that, right before your eyes. And if I take the English penny and place it on the red chip, that one visually changes to an American half. Both are immediately handed out for examination, and that's called the elusive poker chips.
This is called the floating match. This is a great $5 item that you don't want to pass up. I gotta tell you something. I grew up in Philadelphia. I once went into a shop there, and I saw this for the first time. I loved it. I paid $10 for it. Yes, I was suckered into it. It was a tourist trap place, but $5, very, very worthwhile. This is great. Anytime we do shows and dealer markets, whatever, we sell a ton of these. You remember when you were a little kid and you go to a birthday party and you take a balloon and you balance it on you don't balance it, but you rub the balloon against your head and it sticks to the wall with static? Same experiment done with a wooden match and 2 playing cards. If I get, and I know you can't see me doing this, but I'm rubbing my hair with the card, if I get a little static charge off the card, keep your eye on the match. This is very cool. Watch what happens. You see, the match is going to start to rise up just like that, right off the card. Now, people, when I do this, they say, Howard, well, can you pass the card over? And, yeah, sure, that's no problem. And the last thing they say, the next thing they say, there's no way, Howard, you can pass that underneath it. And I want to show you something. See, you can actually go right underneath. You can move it around, and that's just floating there, hovering in midair, just like that. As a matter of fact, you don't even need the second card. You can just wave your hand over it, and you'll see it'll float right back down to where it started from. And that's called the floating match. For a $5 item, you can't go wrong. You can also use a toothpick or a paper clip or anything small that'll fit. The floating match.
This item is called the flying coins. This is what you get. A big brass nut with some $half. Let's dump out those $half, which can be borrowed, or you can use your own. We have a big brass nut with a hole through the center. 3 $half, which can be marked, and a cup, which is ungimmicked. Could be a coffee mug, a styrofoam cup. It really doesn't matter. Anything you have laying around the house. Here we go. Watch what happens. The spectator can mark the halves and place them inside the big jumbo nut, just like that. Again, you can show the cup to make sure that there's nothing on the inside. Now the coins get placed on the table, just like that. Now I could cover the coins up with the cup, and I can make those coins travel from the cup to the bag, visibly or invisibly. How would you like it, Howie?
Visibly, Bob.
Visibly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, watch this. A visible travel of the coins from the cup to the bag. Watch this. A visible travel. Now, is that impressive or what? Is that an visible travel of the coins from the cup to the bag? I could tell by the expression on Howie's face that he's not impressed. Not at all. But you know what, Howie? You know what we're going to do? Is we're going to make those coins travel from the bag to the cup invisibly this time. Just like this. Watch what happens as we make the coins invisibly travel from the bag to the cup invisibly. And that's called the flying coins. This is 100% examinable. The flying coins.
This is called ring rapture. This is nice because it uses everyday items that people are familiar with. It uses a gold chain that you can have worn around your neck. It also has a masculine black onyx ring with a little diamond chip there. And here's what happens. The ring and the chain are held pretty much the way I'm holding it right now. And this is not a penetration, but it's I'd say it's a penetration. Most things come off in penetrations. That's what a magician's used to doing. People are used to seeing. But very rarely does something like that go on. And that's called ring rapture. At this point, everything is 100% examinable. There are no magnets. There are no pulls. Very, very, very simple to do. As a matter of fact, it's so simple you won't believe how easy it is. Very effective. I've shown this to a lot of people since we've got these in. This is a creation from Bob Solari, and it destroys people. Magicians I've shown this to that are big into ring and string, ring and rope routines, and they are floored by it. It's called ring rapture.
Next item is called a case of penetration. Now we have a card case and a skewer, a wooden skewer. Now watch what happens. If I take the wooden skewer and actually pass it through the card case. Now I know a lot of you are saying it's probably not even going through the card case, but it actually is. It's actually going right through the card case. A lot of people say to me, Bob, it's probably just an illusion. And I say, no, it's not an illusion. It's actually going right through. A lot of people say that maybe there's a magnet holding the wooden skewer together, but it's actually a solid piece of wood. I'm going to ask Howie right now to reach over and try to run that skewer right through the hole just like I did.
It doesn't go through.
Doesn't go through?
Nope.
Well, it takes a lot of practice, Howie.
Wait.
Can't get it through.
Can you turn the deck around?
Sure.
No.
No way of getting it through?
No, it's not going through.
Well, you know, what do you think it is? It's probably just a deck of cards with a hole through the center, right?
That's what I would have thought.
Everybody thinks that. And a lot of people say, Bob, you were probably holding your thumb against a hole or something, preventing the skewer from going through. And that's not the case either. See, every card in here, and I mean every single card in here, actually has a hole through it. Every single card, and I'll show you. Every card that's in this card case, and I mean every single one, has a hole right through the center. Every single one has a hole right through the center. There's not a card in here, Howie, that doesn't have a hole.
I can see that.
Right through the center. Every single one. Every single card has a hole, right? Oh, wait a minute. There was a little piece of something blocking the hole. It wasn't Howie's fault. There's a little piece of something blocking the hole. Let me show you what it was. It's probably this. That's probably what it is. It's a solid piece of brass, which is about 3.5 inches long, 1/4 inch thick, which is solid brass, which is 100% examinable. That probably prevented Howie from putting the wooden skewer through it, and that's called a case of penetration.
These are two beautiful wooden pieces that I really adore. This is called Quarter Go. This one's called the Watch Box. Basically, the effect is the same with both, other than with this you use a larger object like a borrowed wristwatch. This is the one that I prefer. I do a lot of things with rings, and this is the one that I'm going to demonstrate for you. They both work exactly the same way, only one's big, one's small. Come up with a lot of creative different stories. I'm just going to show you straight what happens. You borrow a ring. In this case, I'm going to use my ring. You borrow a ring from somebody in the audience, and they can place it inside the box. They can see it in there, they can hear it in there, and you close the lid to the box just like that. Now, it comes with a lock, a padlock, and the keys to the padlock are right there. At this point, I'll have the person who I borrowed the ring from come up to me, and I'll ask them if they can put the lock right here on the box, just like that, and lock it shut for me. Now, you can't really see it because it's a tight camera shot, but I'll have somebody, the spectator, I'll have them hold the box in their hand, right in their palm. And then with a few magical gestures, I ask them to open up the box. And I give them the keys. I ask them to now open up the box, which has been in their hand or lying on the table, however you prefer to demonstrate it, the entire time. And when they open it, the ring has completely vanished from the box, and it's appeared back on the magician's finger. It's appeared from wherever you want it to reappear from. Now, this is called quarter go. Basically, what you can do with it also, if you make it disappear, you can have it reappear on a ring flight type of an area. We'll show you that a little bit later on in the tape. The box is examinable. I do allow people to handle the box. I've let magicians handle the box that aren't familiar with the effect, and it's very difficult for them to figure out how it's done. If they're made very, very well, they're very inexpensive because they're imported. This is called quarter go, and usually I do this with rings. You can do this with half dollars or other, coins. This is the watch box. Again, very, very similar, only just a larger scale version. Its workings are identical. They're very well made, very pretty, and again, very, very inexpensive. This is called the watch box, and this is called quarter go.
This item is called the Ultra Transport Tubes, and the props are very simple. It deals with two tubes. One is longer or taller than the other, and one is shorter. Now the spectator can select any one of 3 crayons, or they could be cigarettes. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to have Howie pick any one of these crayons. Which one? The yellow one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take the marker and put a mark on that crayon, something you would identify later.
Write my initials.
Show it to the camera. Okay. There you go. Now I'm going to take that crayon, with your initials, and place it in the shorter of the tubes. You can see it's going into the shorter of the tubes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Much shorter.
Yep.
Okay. Now the taller one, the taller of the tubes, is completely empty. It doesn't have anything in it. That's important for you to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I'm going to take the taller of the tubes and place it inside a drawstring bag. Place the short tube inside the drawstring bag, just like that. I'm going to hold the bag up in front of the camera. We don't need these crayons. Let's get rid of these. We don't need these anymore. Now watch what happens. That's all it takes. Inside the bag again are just the 2 tubes. Again, the taller tube and the shorter tube. Now Howie, which one did we place the crayon in?
It was in the shorter one.
It was in the shorter tube. It was in this tube right here. If I uncap it and pour out the crayon,
It's gone. Not
there.
there.
Now if we open up the taller of the tubes, I'll show you something really strange. It's now in the taller tube, and those are your initials, aren't they?
Yep, they sure are.
And that's this. So this is 100% examinable.
You can check these out. And
Yes, they can examine them. There's no force of crayon. You can use a cigarette, anything. It's called Ultra Transport Tubes.
Sure, you guys have all heard of ring flight. We carry only one ring flight. This is from Mac Magic. It's called the Immaculate Ring Flight. It's a great effect. Basically, I'm not going to demo it for you. I'll explain it. There's a ring. You borrow a ring from a spectator. You vanish it very, very cleanly and openly right in front of their hands without doing anything very sneaky or anything. The ring, after some byplay, you show your hands completely empty, ends up inside the zippered compartment of your key case that's been in your back pocket the entire time. If you had, right now it's not set up with keys, but it'd be regular keys, and on one of these hooks would be the spectator's ring. Now, I've seen a lot of different ring flights on the market. This, I feel, is one of the better ones. That's why it's the only one that I carry. It's locking in 3 places. It also gives you a choice of 2 different style hooks or key clasps that you can use, whichever one is more comfortable. I've never seen another ring flight that offered that. It's a very great effect. What I'll do at the end of the video, you'll see a demonstration at one of my shows with this ring flight. It's by Mac. It's called Immaculate Ring Flight. Well worth it. Great effect.
An item called Zap. It's imported from Europe. It's very simple. The effect is quick, direct, and instant. You show a spread of cards, the ace of spades, the 8 of hearts, the 5 of clubs, the 3 of diamonds, and the 10 of spades. Watch in front of your eyes what happens. Just like that, you now have a royal flush. And that's called Zap. I'll show you the cards again.
Bob, you can show the fronts and backs of those cards.
You can show the fronts and you can show the backs of these cards. I'll show you the backs. And it happens that quick. It requires absolutely no skill. It's completely mechanical. Zapped.
This is another one of my favorite close-up items that I usually have with me anytime I travel. This is called Doug Edwards Wonder Penetration. You borrow a bill from a spectator. Bob, oh Bob, have you $1, Bob?
Sure.
Okay. This is so strange when there's only 2 of you, a couple of bunnies, and a few doves in the basement, and you're doing this for all of you guys. What happens, the spectator, actually, Bob, you can sign your name across the face of the bill, or across the head of the president. That's fine. Now, this is very cool. I want you to watch what happens. Right through the center with the pen, just like that. Now, listen and watch. Perfect. No problems. And it still has Bob's signature across the forehead of George Washington. I'm going to try this one more time. Bob, I need you to help me out here on this one, Bob.
Sure.
All right, we're going to, one more time, just poke the pen right through the bill. Just like that. We actually got a little close to the edge this time. Bob, can you hold on just like there and right there? What I want you to do is just hold tight. What you're going to actually see, you're going to see the pen come right up through the bill, and you're going to see that hole very instantly just kind of seal itself. Just like that. It's called Wonder Penetration. Everything is completely examinable. You can do a bunch of different things with Wonder Penetration.
Item is called the Psychic Key. From the drawstring bag, you can remove skeleton key. Now watch the key. I'm going to place it in the palm of my hand. Watch the key and concentrate on the key. Concentrate on the key. Visualizing it becoming animated, moving and rolling, almost having a mind of its own. Watch your key as it slowly flips over in the palm of your hand. Now this is done without any magnets or threads. It's a perfectly weighted key. They're very hard to find, this type of key that's perfectly weighted. It's under your control at all times. It's called the Psychic Key.
This is an oldie but a goodie. It's called the steel ball and tube. What it is, it's a steel ball and tube. That's the name, thus the name, steel ball and tube. What it is, the ball is too big for the tube, and the tube too small for the ball. It just kind of sits there on top like that. Unless, of course, I use my powers, my mental powers, and I concentrate on that ball and slowly cause that ball to shrink and sink and actually melt right down inside of that tube. It happens slowly. You can see it shrinking and sinking very slowly down into the tube. Now this is the part of the effect that I happen to like the most. My friend Bob hates, because you see I pull out one of his hairs. That's right, I just yanked the hair out from his head and I wrap the hair around the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. Watch this, because you see it'll come right up through the tube. Actually, I'm just kidding. I really didn't take his hair because Bob would be upset with me, and he's bigger than I am. I don't want to do anything to upset Bob. Now you can see the ball's right up there. If you take the ball, at this point I would give it to somebody to hold on to, except, oh, just like that, it disappears. It's back, actually on top. It never ever left the tube. This time, I tell the person to take it for real, and this time I tell them to take the tube for real and examine it and try it, and they'll find that they cannot perform that effect. It's called the steel ball and tube. It's very examinable right now. Anybody can do it for $5. You can't go wrong. The steel ball and tube.
This item is called No Salt Added. Deals with a couple simple props. Deals with a penny and a nickel and a transparent glass salt shaker. And it's a very easy trick to do. Now if I take the shaker and I place it on top of the two coins, doesn't it give you the illusion a little bit that they're actually inside the shaker?
Yep.
But they're not. They're right here. Howie, what I want you to do is do me a favor and name either coin, penny or nickel.
The penny.
The penny.
Yep.
Okay? Watch what happens right before your eyes. You said the penny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what we'll do? We'll leave the nickel here, and you said the penny.
Yeah,
Now, that's not illusion, Howie. That's actually on the inside. That's before it looked like an illusion, but it's actually on the inside, right here. Now, do you know what pennies are made out of?
Copper?
Copper. Yeah, right, copper. Copper's a soft metal. Watch this. If I hit the penny just right, you can actually knock that penny right through the holes, leaving a bunch of copper BBs on the table. And that's called No Salt Added. It's an instant reset. Very easy to do. No salt added.
This is very cool. This is how I do this effect, how I present it. You all drive, I'm sure most of you do. Maybe you've gone through a toll on a parkway or the New Jersey Turnpike if you're from this area, and you needed exact change and you didn't have any. Well, that happened to me this morning on the way to work. I needed exact change. There wasn't a toll taker. It was very early in the morning. I reached in my pocket, and all I had was a dollar bill. Now, seeing that I do magic, I figured maybe I can make 4 quarters happen from the dollar. This is what I did. I folded it once, twice, 3 times, and I snapped my fingers. When I opened it up, I found that I had 4 quarters, but it wasn't quite the kind of quarters that I had in mind. The bill was mispaid just a little bit. Now, I looked in my mirror. I saw traffic was starting to build up, and out here, people get real nasty and they lay on their horns, among other things, when traffic builds up. So I quickly folded it once, twice, 3 times, and I snapped my fingers again. This time when I opened the bill, it was back to its original state. I blew the toll. I got a ticket, but it was worthwhile to tell you guys this ridiculous, yet very imaginative story. It's called Quadriflex. It's very easy handling. Once you know its secret, you can adapt this to a $100 bill switch or anything similar, and it plays very, very, very easy. It's called Quadriflex.
Okay, this next item is called Hellbent. It deals with 2 keys. It deals with a silver house key and a brass house key. Alright, silver and brass. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Howie to touch a key. I really don't care either one. You want to touch the brass one or the silver one? Want to touch the silver one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Take the silver one, and I'm going to put it in my pocket. Now watch the brass key because it never leaves your sight. Watch the brass key. And that's called Hellbent.
Promised, we decided to teach you a couple of things. This is one that I was doing when I was a little kid. I have no idea where I got the idea, where I saw it, but it's pretty cool. Let me show you without even talking anymore. You've all seen David Copperfield vanish a car on television. It looks magnificent, but I don't think any of you have ever seen him vanish a key. Watch. This is very, very, very cool because you see, just like that, it vanishes completely, just like that. If you notice, my sleeves were up. I'll show you that one more time before I tell you how it's done. One more time, then I'll explain it, and I'll show you how to make one up. It's really easy to do. You have a key, just like that. You take it here, and just with a little bit of a rub, completely gone. I'll show you how that's done. It's done using a pull. Basically, inside my jacket is towards you here. When you're looking at the inside of your jacket, on the left-hand side, again, it depends what hand you prefer to do this in. I usually keep it hooked up here when I'm wearing the jacket. It's on the right-hand side, just above where the sleeve to the jacket is, okay, right around the right-hand shoulder. So what happens when I put it on, it hangs down just like that below me. What I do is I grab it around my waist, so it comes now, when I do it, it's on the left-hand side. The pull is very, very, very easy to make. Basically, it's a safety pin and a piece of elastic. You can pick this up in any store, any kind of a craft store. A lot of times even drugstores carry sewing supplies and thread, and they carry elastic. What I did, just to make it a little more deceptive, is I put a piece of fishing line on the end. I attached it here, tied it in a knot several times, and tied it around the keyhole several times. When it's held in my hand, up against my skin like that, you'll see that you can't see the fishing line, even under certain lighting, and even if they would, you don't have to show them this side of your arm, you can just show them this side. So what happens is the pull is around here, so it's going to shoot on my left-hand side underneath just by releasing it like this, watch, just like that, and hit the table behind me. I'm sorry if I scratched that, Bob. I did scratch that, Bob, that's okay. Somebody will pay you back for that. A little black shoe polish and it'll be fine. And that's basically how you do the vanishing key.
I'm not really going to teach you a trick, but what I'm going to teach you is a force. It's a very effective force. I use it on lay people and magicians as well, and it's very, very effective and very easy to do. I'll show you what it is. I'm going to run my thumb across the edge. When I run my thumb across the edge, I just want you to call out stop, Howie. Just call out stop when I run my thumb across the edge.
Stop.
Right here?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm going to push out one card and one card only. Now I know which card that is. That's the ace of spades, because I forced it on you. I'll do that force again, then I'll explain to you. Let me give the deck a bit of a shuffle here. I'll do the force again, just to show you that I am forcing the card, and the card is under my control at all times. Okay, I'm going to run my thumb across the edge, just like that, real slow, and you just call out stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Pull out the card, and again, it's going to be the ace of spades. Now, there's no pinky break. I'm not holding a pinky break and going to that card. This is how it's done. The force card is, you want to keep that on top of the deck. That's the force card. It's on top of the deck. You hold the deck in mechanic's grip, and you want to take your thumb right here, your left thumb, and run it across the edge real slow. When the spectator says stop, you reach over with your right hand, your right index finger in front, cuts to the break where they stopped you at. Your thumb is the pivot point. You pivot the top half of the deck off into your left hand and just push over that card. That just happens to be the top card. I'm going to do it with the card face up so you can follow along maybe a little better. I run my thumb across the edge. They call out stop. I pivot the top half into my left hand, push the force card out for them to take. They remove the card. It's going to be the force card. Again, this is what it looks like under normal conditions. Stop. And pull out their card, and it will be their force card. And that is the force I use all the time. Try it out. I'm sure you'll like it.
I would lend jewelry to somebody I didn't know. You guys are very good. I appreciate that. Now, I asked you for a moment if you could hold on to the ring. I want to see if I can do something just a little bit deeper. Is that a special ring for you? Not really.
Oh, yes, you get it.
There's no sentimental value. So, should I do something with your ring, like cause it to disappear? Should you see it again, maybe 5 or 6 years from now in a New York City pawn shop, you'd recognize it as yours. Very good.
If I live,
What is your name?
Jane.
Jane. Okay, Jane, watch your ring. Keep your eye on your ring as closely as you can. Watch. You know the really cool thing about this, Jane? It's back on your finger.
Get out.
I'm not that good. I just have to my back pocket, I keep a leather key case. It's got a zipper on there. I keep the keys to my car, the keys to my house. And
Jane.
I want to show you. Jane. I want to show you though. I want to make it perfectly clear that my hands are completely injured in my rings. Okay. And like I said, in my back pocket is a leather key case. It's got a zipper on there. And it's got my keys on there. And it's also, there it is. It's also got your ring.